So in Python, there are lines of code called comments. And what they are is they're used to explain what a line of code does. It makes a line of code more readable, and it can also prevent execution when testing code. And all a comment is adding a hashtag in front of a line of code. So if we were to run this line here, we're going to get a result of hello world, which you see here. If I add a hashtag symbol in front, now this becomes a comment. It's not going to run the code when I try to run it. As you can see here, we don't get any result. And what this is doing is it's just turning into a comment to explain something, or in this case, it is preventing the code from running. Now we could change this up a little bit to say this is a comment, and if we run it, we'll still get the print function to run because we don't have a hashtag in front of this. And you can also, you don't need a space between the hashtag and the text. You can remove that and it'll do the same thing. And there are different options when adding a comment. In this case, you have it on top. You could add it in front, and it's not going to run the print command because now it's turned into a comment. You could remove the text, this is a comment, and just place the hashtag in front of the actual print function. And same thing, if I try to run it, I won't get a result because it's treating it as a comment. And another option is you can place a comment at the end of a line of code like this. And in this scenario, it's still going to let the print function run. We'll still get a result, but it's just explaining to the user what this line of code is actually doing. Another option is to use multi-line comments instead of just having one-line comments. So here's an example of having multi-line comments. And at the end, we'll add a function just to show that none of these comment lines run. And we'll run the code, and we get hello world. Another option when writing a multi-line comment is to use the quote symbols. And they have to be triple quotes. So we'll create those now. We have triple there. And then between, we can add the actual text or lines of code that we want to show as a comment. We don't need to actually have a hashtag in front. The triple quotes act the same way. And you would use this if you needed to have a long explanation for a line of code. And in this example, we'll just add a function afterwards just to show that it can still run. And we'll run the code, and we get hello world here. So as long as you don't have this assigned to a variable, Python will read the code, but then ignore it. And you don't have to use just single quote marks. You can also use double quote marks. So we can use this in this same scenario here. We'll do the double quote symbols, and we'll just copy this. And add the same function afterwards. Run them both, and we'll get two results for hello world. Using comments is a very important feature in Python. It allows users to understand what your code does, or allows you to read what other people's code does. And it also prevents the execution when testing code.